Do you see that many semiconductor companies would lay off workers in the second half of 2022, but the semiconductor industry, however, is facing a serious labor shortage?
It's a good question. Tech companies, if you look historically, do layoffs at different times than, say, industrial companies. Tech companies tend to look not at their manufacturing side or production side, but at their thought level side. The employees who are looking at the next products that they're going to be introducing, or not even the next products, but the future products. You look at industrial companies, they sort of don't have that group of people. Industrial companies are more just producing the product. So industrial companies tend to lay off people, during an actual recession when their demand has declined. They don't need to produce as many products, so they lay off people. Tech companies, tend to, when the overall economy weakens, or there's potential for weakening, they tend to cut the thinkers or the ones focusing on the long term. So it's funny, if you look historically, there's really a difference in the timing, and we're seeing evidence of it right now, whereas the tech companies who are doing the layoffs, while industrial companies aren't doing it yet. Now, if the US ends up going into recession, which I don't think is guaranteed at all, and even if it is technically a recession, I don't think it's going to be much of a recession, you might not see industrial companies laying off. We still need a lot of these products that aren't available. So, and there is a labor shortage. I think there's a labor shortage in the manufacturing process of things. There are plenty of people out there who want to sit around thinking about what the next Apple product's going to be. They're just very different types of labor, two different types of group. So I think that's why you had the somewhat contradictory phenomenon here. Hopefully I think the layoffs aren't going to be overwhelming. Certainly things like that don't help the overall economy, but it could just be a repositioning of people as well. So maybe some of those tech people, will move over and find more manufacturing type jobs or sales jobs or something that produces a product.
Do you think these large technology companies that had laid off employees will continue to recruit employees in the future?
Yeah, I think recruiting will continue. I think it's more of a factor of what they need people to do today, as opposed to what they need people to do tomorrow or years from now. So I think even technology companies have a need for labor to produce these things, right? But right now they don't need labor to think about what's this going to look like 5 years from now or 10 years from now. And I don't need to pick on Apple, but Apple is actually, it's a great example because Apple is a consumer goods company, and they are subject to the whims of the consumer, and consumers love these things right now. And my guess is they will continue to love them, but Apple has to keep coming up with that new thing. My son gave me earpods or AirPods or whatever they are for Christmas, and I've never had them. And anyway, but what a great invention by Apple. They weren't the only ones making them, but they very quickly, got into that business. And so, I think Apple will continue to have those people focusing on sort of near-term issues. But, I'll give an example of Meta, Facebook. Do they need all those people sitting around and guessing what's going to happen to the metaverse and what it's going to look like and all that right now? Probably not. So, they could let some people go. Hopefully those people find other jobs